and serve our community. And so this evening, you're going to hear from some individuals who are supporting Michael Nelson Sr. for judge. We're going to take any check that you want to give as long as it doesn't bounce. And you're going to hear from some family members as well who are on this journey with him in running this race. And so I'll share a little bit about why I'm here supporting Mike. As a young person, when I decided I wanted to be active in the NAACP, it wasn't always met with individuals who were interested in having some young, fresh faces doing anything. But when Mike came on as his tenure as our president, he is on leave right now as he's running this race, he was very supportive in having individuals who were not only willing to do the work, but that were willing to come with some new ideas. And so I appreciate that in any leader that's willing to sometimes step aside and say, maybe I don't know everything, and let's bring some other people into the conversation. And so that's why I'm supporting Mike for judge, and I hope that all of you that are here today have similar stories to share. So I'm also going to bring up here quickly Mike's daughters to talk about their father and why they believe he's a good candidate for judge.
I really like when people clap. They don't clap for me at work. And I paid her. No, you know, it's not a hard decision to want to support your father. Most folks, you know, I have friends and family members who grew up in rougher households than we did, didn't have as much, didn't even have a parental parent, a father in the home to be able to be an example, to be able to see what type of husband you want to have, and even the mistakes that he's made to grow into the person that he is today. But we've been lucky to be able to have that. So in supporting him, we've been through every journey. I was laughing last night with one of my girlfriends, Rosalind, on how when he decided to go to law school, all of a sudden we couldn't watch, what was that, Law and Order? No, not Law and Order, what was that? LA Law. LA Law, because we had to break out the books for everything that he thought wasn't right on the TV show. So, you know, we've been through everything. You know, watching Dad grow as we were little girls growing up, and then, you know, into young adults when you don't even want to hang out with your parents until, you know, him walking us, you know, walking us down the aisle and us being married today. Just watching the growth and the love and the ups and the downs, even the arguments when we don't agree, and then coming back and saying I was wrong. I don't do that often, but, you know, even us having to do that, you know, it's growth in that. But Dad has always tried to be fair, even when we don't like his forced opinions, even when we don't like his fair judgments. You know, I do know one thing for sure and two things for certain. It's always been out of love. So in watching him take this journey, honestly, 100%, if I did not agree, I wouldn't be standing here. It's that easy for me. But I do agree with what he's doing. I do see the change that he's trying to make. And I hope everyone in the room feels the very same way. Get your ideas, your opinions out to be able to be voiced and heard. And we get him on that seat as judge come November. I appreciate everyone's vote, time, and attention.
No, just joking. I'm a little bit different than my sister. She's a bit more long-winded. She gets that from my father. I'm going to stand here and tell you why I'm supporting not just my father, but this man. Growing up, he was always inspiring us to be and do our best. Hence why I'm in the field I'm in right now. I'm a social worker. People always ask me, why are you a social worker? You don't get paid a lot. You overextend yourself. You're exhausted. I do it because I love what I do. I do it because I love the people and the community that I service. I got that sense of service from watching my father, taking me out on boycotts, getting arrested, different things. Yeah, I got arrested with my father. You know, I didn't get physically arrested. He got arrested. But watching him, the passion that he has for servicing his community, he believes in this community. He believes in fairness, equality, and the key word is belief. So I have that same faith and belief in my clients, and I get that force driven from my father. So that's why I'm standing to his left side, to his right side, behind him, in front of him, walking him through this entire process. Because you all are here supporting him because you believe in him, we believe in him, and together we're going to win this race. We're going to change this city and make a huge difference.
Thank you, ladies. I would say out of the mouth of babes, but y'all kind of crossed that age. All right, so we have some additional special guests in the room. Probably the reason y'all are really here. I know y'all all like Mike, but y'all saw the invitation and the flyer. If I could ask you guys to come up together as a group and provide some remarks, please. So we have Woodmere Mayor Chuck Smith. The legendary Coach Ted Ginn. The Heisman Trophy winner, Mr. Troy Smith.
What's up?
And former Cleveland Browns running back, Eric Metcalf. Jim Buchanan. I'm sorry, I missed you on the list. I apologize.
No, that's okay. We also have Jeffrey Orridge. Jeffrey was Commissioner of Canadian Football. The first and only African American commissioner in the world. I'm Jim Buchanan. He flew in tonight to support Mike. I told him Jeffrey's an attorney, Harvard Law, and et cetera. I told him about Mike and 100 Black Men and NAACP and, you know, some things that I've been in this community for probably 20-something years or longer. And just recently came back, but what I know of Mike is phenomenal. And his heart and passion for justice and a lot of other good things in the community. Growth of the community, development of the community, security in our community. And I was telling Jeff about how he said, man, I gotta be there. So he flew down from Toronto today, you know, at the last minute in a very high price ticket to come here and support Mike. So, you know, really appreciate that, yeah. But boy, Coach, here.
Whoa.
You go ahead.
You dropped the mic on me. Well, good evening. Appreciate y'all being at GA Lancers on 21. You know, I'm here to support Mike for a couple of reasons. First of all, I was that tar blooded. The young tar blooded, but he's not too much older than me. But I used to watch Mike when I was a young guy. So when I became the football coach and the track coach, then Mike started bothering me. Let me put it to you like that. He was giving me expectations that I didn't really even think I could achieve. You know, he said, you from Glenville, you from this community, it's things that you need to do to make a difference here. And I've been on that road ever since. You know, so for me to follow Mike as a young guy, watching him, to see him do the things he do in the community and being about equal rights and different things like that. Everybody know how Mike is. He gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna do what he's gonna do, and then he's gonna demand things from you. You know what I'm saying? And he have done that for me for years. You know, so I'm here to support Mike, and I love him as a brother and as a top brother.
So, growing up in the inner city of Cleveland, there's a lot of different pitfalls, there's a lot of different things that you have to understand, and there's a lot of different ways that you can go through life. For me, it's been not easy, but relatively, because I have men like this behind me at all times. And the reason that I'm standing here today is because it's about reciprocity. I'm 33 years old. I, tore up and down these streets, all, trying to, basically become a man. And Ginn Sr was the one that, got me in line a lot. And with that being said, I know for a fact that there are some just and unjust things going on nowadays. And we need a overall understanding of somebody that can really make the playing field level for everybody. And I know for a fact that if it doesn't come from a judge, who else would it come from? That's why I'm standing here today and remembering Mike. Thank God.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Look at these prestigious men up here. It's very seldom you get a collection of men like this in a place like this, supporting a great man like Mike. It didn't take me too long to gravitate towards you, Mike, because of your background, Tarbella, Central State, Case Western Reserve, attorney, beautiful family. All of those things are what makes a great politician. for all of the aspiring politicians that are out there. This is a good foundation for God to make things happen. You know, Pinky Carr is municipal judge. Give her a round of applause. You got great people around you. You are a great man. I look for gentlemen like you to be like. And I want to give you all the support, and anything I can do for you, Mike, I'm there for you. And good luck.
I just want to thank you all for allowing me to speak, actually, because I wasn't prepared to say anything other than to give my support. The thing that impressed me about Mike through my good friend Jim and all these other brothers was that they talked about Mike's leadership. And they talked about the fact that when you're a leader actually inspires people to dream more, to do more, and to be more. And I think that, you know, what Mike has demonstrated, from what I understand, throughout his life, is that he's a true leader. And it's not just about him. He's not running because it's about Mike Nelson. He's running for others. And it's not the people who are here, because many of us have kind of run our race. It's really for the young black man who gets stopped for no reason other than that same old reason. It's for the young black woman who has double challenges. One because of her gender, and the other reason is because of her color. So when you have somebody like Mike, and he's about fairness and inspiration and serving people, that's what it's really about. There's an old expression that my uncle used to say, was that service to others is the rent that you pay for your space on this earth. And so I applaud Mike, and thank you for allowing me to be among you, and congratulations, because we know you're going to do it.
I would like to emphasize real quick twofold reason is, one, to donate, and to donate capital so campaign can comfortably continue to move on, and also to go out and vote and encourage others to go out and vote. We can't move past that election date. We need to keep that date focused and encourage others to go out. And we need to pass the number that the person that wins normally gets, you know, by far. So we've got the candidate. The rest is up to us to go do the work and make sure he gets in, because the reason for him to be in is for us.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate all of you taking some time tonight. We have another special guest that's known Mike probably longer than a lot of us. His first cousin, Norman, is going to say some words. He's also going to do a quick introduction, and Mike will have to make that.
Okay, thank you. Just like the gentleman said before, one thing I want to say, Mike is running, but then we're going to go the other side. Mike is a person that never ran away. He could have went to a private school, but he decided to stay at Glenville. Amen. Smart enough to go to any college he wanted to, but he decided to go to Central State. Mike has never ran from his village. And why that's important? We want to be like Mike. Okay? You can't sit back because it's too crucial. You have to get on that phone and tell your neighbors, anyone in Cleveland, but remember this, you can say with proud and certainty that this man never, ever ran away from any issue that affected the community. He's not one of those politicians that just showed up today to get the vote. He has always been here and has fought and has accomplished and has changed things. And it would be a sin if we sit back and don't be like Mike. The man is running but never ran. My first cousin, love him dearly. You have my endorsement. Mike Nelson.
All right, we should be dancing. Hey, I understand. Hey, folks. First of all, let me say this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I took time to thank everybody who was special in my life. I'd be up here all night long. But let me start off by saying, Donna Nelson is somewhere close by.
Amen.
She's standing behind me. Behind every man is a good woman. Now, let me say this. A lot of you know, and a lot of you don't know. Many of you walk up and say, "How's your wife?" Well, let's sort of put something out here so we can put everybody's mind at ease, and also give Donna some comfort. We have not been married since 1988. Y'all didn't know that, did you? 1988.
We did.
But being divorced does not mean we cannot be in love. You get what I said? All right. She has been close to me for all those years, from 1988 to this present moment. I appreciate her, love her, and could not do anything, any of these things you've seen us do tonight, we cannot do it. And in addition to this, those of you who came to the NAACP Freedom Fund, if it was not for Donna, that would not have happened. Right. So that's how important she is, not only to me, but to this community. She learned a lot. She was Mike White's right-hand person for years. And matter of fact, a lot of his success he owes to Donna. So a lot of us are indebted to her. I'm running for judge, and I'll give you the long judge speech. Even though Michelle says, you gotta talk about yourself more. I've been practicing law for 27 years, but I didn't start doing my community stuff when I started practicing law. I started when I was at Glenville High School, probably before then. And it's been my passion. And my mother, my father, my grandmothers, 2 grandmothers insisted that we be involved in the community and not be afraid of taking stances. Sometimes those stances piss people off. Ted Ginn, I had this idea a couple years ago to recall the mayor. Ted Ginn called me on the phone and said, "Michael, they are scared of what you're doing. The business community just called, told me to tell them, Ted." They're calling you now. Because the business people said they were going to leave. I said, no, they didn't, Ted. He said, "Michael, some of the major players in this town called me and asked you to calm down because they actually believe that you really are going to do what you said you're going to do." I said, we just trying to raise some consciousness. We ain't going to take the man down. They think you are. And they called Ted and said, "Tell that Negro just back up, man. It's a big play. We shut down Tower City. We out of here." I said, "We got this kid." Anyway, my running for judge is not about me. And I'm going to take a chance. Pinky, Judge Carr, and the other lawyers who work in the court, I'm going to take a chance what I'm going to say, but it's time to say it. I took great pains to decide to run for judge. Had a lot of discussions with a whole lot of people because I thought the NAACP and what we're doing, the mission is just crucial to the civil rights of our community. But there was a decision made by a certain judge, a decision that just enraged me and probably enraged many of you, where a young black man doing wrong was backing out of a store. 2 police officers were there to arrest him. They had him secured by the arm. And one of the police officers, against the advice and instruction of the other police officers, shot this boy, who was of no threat. The case went to trial. And then one of the most, some decisions people just take out the clear air. And they decided that after the testimony of the other officer who said it was not necessary to shoot this boy, the police officer was acquitted. And I got mad. And the people that were trying to get me to run for judge, I said, I'm in. I'm all in. Because I believe in justice, fairness, mercy. And I don't believe you make decisions for political gain. Because the next day, after that decision came out, that individual went and got the police endorsement. Now, you got to do your own research. Because I'm with that far. I ain't going to go no further than this. But you got to do your research. You got to do your research. I'm telling you, research your judges. We have some great candidates. Monet Scott in Housing Court. We got some great judges. Lynn McLaughlin was here. Sheila. We got some great candidates for judge. Jasmine Torres. We have some great candidates. And then other people say, well, Mike, the whole court, we don't want it to be about politics. Well, it is about politics up until November the 7th. Then it's about fairness. But people, if we didn't learn anything from Donald Trump, is that politics is not touch, it's tackle. It ain't checkers, it's chess. And you got to play the game the way it's played. That means you got to run hard. That means you got to have people like you making phone calls and make sure that what you know about me is shared with other people who may not know it. A lot of people don't understand the NAACP presidents. They think it's some anti-white organization. No, it's called the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That means the rainbow, gender discrimination. White women, black men, black women, all discriminated against. And it's time, and that's what that's about. The 100 Black Men was about mentoring. I see Stephen Holmes and others in this room who are part of that. It's about mentoring and raising the level, the quality of life for African-American young men in particular, which raises the quality of life for everybody. That's right. Ted Ginn. I can't say enough about Ted Ginn. And Jim Buchanan and Eric Metcalf, the legends. Jim, who's come back to Cleveland to try to help us make some economic headway. But let me go back to Ted Ginn. First time I walked into Ted Ginn's office was at the old Glenville High School. Ted Ginn, the most legendary, most successful coach, the most committed individual to our kids. Now, if you know somebody that's more committed to African-American kids, I want you to show him to me. But I think he deserves a big hand because this is the man. That's the man. I walked into he had just won a state championship with his track team. Probably the first of probably, how many you got now? Six. They had him in an office in the basement of the high school with a pipe leaking from the bathroom above his head. That's what our coach had to experience and sit in. So this ain't just about me. This running ain't just about me. It's about making sure we raise the level of interest. We get voters energized because we got to keep men like Ted. He can go anywhere, anywhere. I was at one of them high-class restaurants with Troy Smith and Jim Buchanan one day. Down, what's the name of the Blue Point? The Blue Point, where the salad costs $22. The Cleveland Browns coach was sitting there with the athletic director from Tennessee State. Not Tennessee State, University of Tennessee. It was the owner of the Browns, and the athletic director from the University of Tennessee. They could not get to Ted fast enough. I thought they were gonna break their literal necks. The athletic director from Tennessee said, look, man, if you got any D1 ball players, if your reputation precedes you, anything I can do to help you out. But you know who he does not get that kind of love? Right here. And that is a damn shame. Mm-hmm. The most successful coach, more than that, the most successful leader of African-American young men in this city, and he has to struggle. We got to get behind him. So in you voting for me to become judge, you're voting for Ted Ginn. Yes. When you vote for me to become judge, you're voting for all the other young men, for Norman, who's out there working with young people. When you vote for me, you're voting for Stephen Holmes and Tom Ryan and all the other people who are struggling with African-American young men. I want you to go to polls. You heard Jim talk. We voted at, what, 12%? No, the city voted at 12%. We probably voted about 6%. Truth be told, we cannot survive as a community. Because one thing I told some people, I don't know if you shut down a few seconds. One thing I told some people is that politics is not like sports where your team goes home and the game is forfeited. You don't play, the game still goes on. And all that means is that fewer people get to make the decisions for the majority of us. So you decide to opt out and say it doesn't matter, that means that a small minority is saying, great, them crazy people don't think it matters. Let's go ahead and get this budget. Let's get our people hired. Let's take advantage of it. Let's take advantage of their decision to not be involved, which gives us the entire playing field. The entire playing field. So you want to see Andrea elected next year? You better turn out. You want to see me elected this year? Get your friends out. Tom Ryan running next year? Get your friends out. We have got to make sure we make a stand. And finally, I said thank you to all of you before. Your friendship, your prayers, your participation, your dollars, your participation, your dollars, your participation, and your dollars is what's going to be necessary to get us through this campaign. I'd like to thank Eric for flying in here from Seattle, Washington, to come in here to support. Let's give him a big hand. I'd like to thank the commissioner for flying here, the first African-American commissioner of a major sports team. That's heavy. That's heavy. The Heisman Trophy winner from Glenville Senior High School. One of the ESPN sports writers sitting back there waving his hand with his bald head. We got fun. That's Kevin. And my friends and associates from the court and those people who I've grown up with, thank you. I love you and I appreciate you for coming out.